Hey guys, Brian Stevens here with the National Real Estate Post. Everybody knows with smaller pipelines right now, we're playing a game of musical chairs in the mortgage space. If you're a loan officer and you'd like to have another person's opinion about options that are on the table, feel free to reach out to us. My team would be more than happy to help you out. We don't have a dog in the fight. Just fill out the information down below for an anonymous conversation with us. Also, we have a bulletin board for staff, underwriters, dock drawers, processors, whatever the case may be, because a lot are getting laid off right now with margin compression and a lack of volume. Make sure you put a resume down there. See if somebody else will pick you up. And also, if you're an employer or mortgage company and you're looking for fantastic dock drawers, underwriters, processors, closers, that type of thing, let them know down below. Put up an ad. There's no cost, there's no obligation, no spamming, no nothing. It is our gift to you. We're simply hosting this bulletin board, hoping we could be a matchmaker for staff and great mortgage companies. Now on with the show. So I want to shout out Rafe Peacock with the greatest name in the history of the world of New America Funding, S. John Murray at Mortgage Financial Incorporated, Pam Radley, our local old Republican gal, and Eileen McKinley at Guarantee Rate, and of course, John Roberts, who can forget him, of Fairway. Want to say a happy birthday to all of you and toast to your health tonight, just not too many times. Relative to white people, Wells Fargo wrote far fewer loans for Hispanics and even Asian Americans than that of African Americans. And when you add in the fact that all loan applications are approved through some automated engine, it makes it difficult for anybody to go ahead and discriminate against. And when you add in other qualifying criteria like credit scores, Wells Fargo, frankly, was very little different than any other mortgage bank out there. But you see, that's not good for headlines and that's not good for re-elections now, is it? So let's go with the inflammatory headlines, even if it is Wells Fargo. Now, speaking of which, everything you hear from politicians or news agencies that support politicians, right now we need to take it with a grain of salt because in about 6.5 months, November 8th, we're gonna have our midterm elections. So virtually everything our politicians do right now is going to be with getting re-elected in mind. Not to help, no, to stay in office. And I know that kind of stinks, but that's kind of where we're at. Case in point, did you know, according to a new paper from 4 economists at the Federal Reserve Bank in San Francisco, inflation is running higher in the United States than just about anywhere else in the country right now. It's because the American government was relatively more generous during the pandemic than other countries.
Oh shit. Pandemic, more like pandem rich. Ain't no shortage of toilet paper here, baby.
Borrowing and spending trillions of dollars to not only fund COVID-19 relief efforts, but to line the pockets of Americans with direct payments that enlarged the money supply and overheated our economy. Wow, crazy. Once again, imagine that.
Imagine that.
Getting all of that free money turns out wasn't really all that free, now was it? Swear to God, guys, I have to be a genius. I've been telling you this since my kid's first free money stimulus check that landed him a vastly improved gaming computer and multiple high-cost HD monitors. See, according to the report from the San Francisco Fed, inflation rates in the United States and other developed economies have closely tracked each other historically. However, since the first half of 2021, U.S. inflation has increasingly outpaced inflation in other developed countries. Estimates suggest that fiscal support measures, that's giving you guys free money, designed to counteract the severity of the pandemic's economic effect, may have contributed to this divergence. Well, turns out printing 40% of the currency that's currently in circulation in a year and a half was not a good idea. So why does this matter to you as a loan officer or a real estate agent? Well, inflation is going to continue at a feverish pitch, and the only thing that the Fed can do at this point, and everything that we're hearing, is higher interest rates and lowering that balance sheet. Both of those things are going to make borrowing somebody else's money to buy a house even more difficult in the coming weeks and months. We know right now that we've got about 18 months, according to most estimations, before we run into that recession, where the Fed will clearly change their course and start to add to their balance sheet and once again lower interest rates. But for the next 18 months, guys, people are still going to buy houses and borrow money, but you're going to need to work harder in order to make sure that you're the salesperson who's involved in that transaction. I hope this helps. Thank you.